Good morning, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode on this Project T5. Now if you watched the last video, you saw that we got the majority of the bodywork prep done and dealt with. There was a few little bits that we had to finish off, which have now been done. So we're now ready to move on to getting a bit of paint on it. I have already got a little bit of paint on it, but I'll show you and explain that in a minute. You join me in the Stables paint shop, which it's not perfect, it's not brilliant, but I'm not outside because it did start raining. As you can see, the floor's wet, but yeah, I've just chucked some of the masking paper up and it's doing a job, it's doing what it needs to. So you just saw in that little bit then, I've already got some of the colour on the van. So I've gone round and done the door shuts. I did the door shuts last night. And I know I'm going to get the comments, so before anyone says it or comments, this isn't the primer, this is the colour. So it's sort of a matte grey with a bit of a bluey tinge to it. I really like it, really like it. I think it's going to look really good when it's done. But yeah, I got an amount of paint on the door shuts and places last night and on the backs of the doors, just so that they sort of started to go off. My plan today is to get everything in at least one coat of paint. So first thing I'm going to tackle is this big panel, working from the bottom up. Cheers Devon, had a word with a mate who's a sprayer and he gave me a bit of advice on spraying with cans, which isn't the best thing to do, but it's what I'm doing. So I think, well, the first thing I've got to do, where we've got overspraying bits, it's obviously a bit bumpy, so I'm going to go over the whole van with some 600 grit sandpaper, just to try and feather everything back in so that the outside of the van is actually flat. We'll then clean it down with some alcohol wipes to get everything off the paint, off the surface. And then I'm going to start laying some paint, I think, on this side next. So let's get this camera in the tripod, cue the time lapse. So I need to go over now, over the whole van with, I nipped up yesterday and got these, because I ordered online and they're not turned up, paint perforation wipes. So they're like alcohol or whatever they are, but it takes all the grease and contaminants off the top of the paint, so you can lay some nice paint down on top and hopefully not have any contaminants under it. So, can't put it off any longer. Let's try and get some paint on that side. So just let that dry off or evaporate. Get the cans ready. The cans are in front of an oil radiator to warm the can up so that the viscosity of the paint is thinner and it will come out easier and it will lay better. Really you want the van body to be a bit warm as well, but we've not. So the cans will be warm to hopefully help lay the paint down nice. Right, let's make a start. think that's got a pretty decent covering on to start with. You can see a few patches where it's a bit thin. I think I'm going to leave that for 10 minutes and go over it again. I think now I'm going to chuck some on the back doors. Right, so yesterday didn't quite go to plan. I intended on filming the whole paint job set, a camera up in the roof of the stables to sort of time-lapse film me doing the whole day basically, and the whole respray, and I was going to put that whole thing in the video. That stopped recording after 45 minutes. I didn't realise because I didn't go up and check it because I was focused on what I was doing. And then the main camera that I film on decided that it didn't like any batteries full stop, so that stopped working as well. So I'm filming now on a new camera. So yesterday afternoon I ordered a new camera which is now turned up, so hopefully the picture is better on this than what we had before. Once it was a bloody expensive camera. So little update on where we are and what we've done so far. I apologise for the noise in the background. Father-in-law is mowing the lawn. So van is in paint and done pretty much, which looks super sexy. Now it's a grey. It's called I think it's Montana. Well, it's Montana 7050 roof. So it's like a grey, but it's got a bit of a blue tinge to it. I have to say I do really like it. So we've got, that's the van in paint. We've got the sliding door on the trusty wheelbarrow bench. So we've gone through that and repaired a few bits. And then I'm just waiting, I'm working outside because it's actually been quite nice today. So we've taken advantage of using the sun to bake the paint a bit. Wings are sort of getting there. We've got to flat them down. I was going to chuck some paint on them. Sliding door rail cover, lower fuel flap cover and the back of the fuel flap cover are all painted. So that's where we got to yesterday. I had a couple of hours on it this morning and then this turned up and thought, right, let's get the camera out and show everyone what we've been up to. So I'm just going to carry on now. I've got to flat these back and we'll start getting a bit of paint on. But first things first, I think I'm going to flat the wings and get a bit of paint on the wings so they're looking sexy. Let's chuck this on tripod, see how it looks filming on this.
I've been waiting all my life for someone like you. I would watch the days go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love.
So one of the most asked questions I think I've had on the last couple of episodes, or I'd probably say most of the van build to be honest, has been what are you going to paint it with? Perfect world, proper paint, paint gun, compressor, but I haven't got that. I've got a little tiny compressor that only just copes with running a tool for 10 minutes, so it wouldn't have kept up with painting a van. So what I've used on this van is this. Now this is Montana Gold Acrylic Professional Spray Paint. Now this paint is a graffiti artist paint. So it's really strong, really hard wearing, sticks to most things, comes in about 100 odd colours I think, and is quite reasonable. Now, I've not gone into price on anything else, but this, one 400ml can, I paid £4.40 for, plus a delivery charge. And I think I've used 22 cans on the van. So about £100 to paint the van, which isn't bad for this really. Obviously on top of that you've got primers, fillers, wipes, rags. What I've also ordered as well, some of these. Now these are, I think they're called fat caps. So they've got this bit on the front here, and that basically gives you a fan of paint, and you can turn it and run the fan that way. It just means that if you've got a fan of paint that way, which I think on these is about 4 inches, if you've got a fan that way, you can then overlap your paint. Now when I did the painting, I was trying to overlap about 50 to 70%, which I believe is what you're supposed to do. Coupled with this, which is a can gun. So basically it clips onto the top of a paint can, and as you pull the trigger, it pushes the top of the can down, and it creates as if you've got a proper paint gun in your hand, and it makes life so much easier. You imagine trying to use 20 cans of paint with your finger. Yeah, aching like mad straight away. This, perfect, absolutely perfect bit of kit to do it with. I did, as you've seen, intricate little bits, and the roof, to be fair, I did it with just the can without this, because you can get in closer to places with the can, and with this I had a couple of times where I'd knocked the can on the paint. So yeah, I did intricate small little bits, just the can on its own, and then the body of the van with this gun on, and got some real nice overlaps on the paint, and I think it's turned out pretty decent. As I say, I'll put a link to all this in the description, so if you want to go out and buy some, you know where to get it from. So there it is, out in the sun, looking a hell of a lot better than it did before. Now I do imagine I'm going to get comments on it looking like primer. I really like it, I really do like it. So we've painted all the outside, we've done all the backs of the doors are done, the door shuts are done. It is looking much better. All the bits on the floor here still drying. I've still got to paint the back of this, the outside of this door. But I'm waiting for the other side of the paint to dry. We'll turn that over and paint that. Now I do want to repaint this bit here, because there's a couple of dark patches that I don't like, but I'm waiting for some more paint to turn up, which I should get on Monday, I believe. So when that turns up, we'll get that done. But yeah, I think it looks mega. Well happy. I think we'll leave this episode there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching me attempt to paint a van, at least. I've quite enjoyed doing it. There's a couple of little bits that I need to go and sort of blow over and what have you, but I think where we're at now, I can begin reassembling it. So the next video will be me reassembling the van. But yeah, as ever, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you've not watched any of the other videos in the series, I'll put a link here to episode 1 of the series. If you like what we're doing and you want to stick around, click here to subscribe. Till next time, enjoy.